The Chinese threatened strategic partnership was an agenda between India and US third round of 2+2 ministerial dialogue. Speaking at the joint statement, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has named and shamed China. Pompeo also said that both US and India are ready to take on every Chinese aggression and both countries stand firm against Chinese aggression and its destabilizing activities. Pompeo also supported India's bid at UNSC's permanent membership before the joint statement. Pompeo and Esper met Prime Minister Modi at his residence 7 Lok Nayak Marg in Delhi. The NSA Ajit Doval was also present. A total of 5 agreements were signed between India. The most important one is the signing of Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, or BECA, for geospatial cooperation. This will enable Indian access crucial data from US satellites and airborne sensors and surveillance system. Other pacts include nuclear cooperation, postal services, earth science and Ayurveda and cancer research.
The challenge of defeating the pandemic that came from Wuhan also fed into our robust discussions about the Chinese Communist Party. Our leaders and our citizens see with increasing clarity that the CCP is no friend to democracy, the rule of law, transparency, nor to freedom of navigation, the foundation of a free and open and prosperous Indo-Pacific. I'm glad to say that the United States and India are taking steps to strengthen our cooperation against all manner of threats, and not just those posed by the Chinese Communist Party. Big things are happening as our democracies align to better protect the citizens of our two countries and indeed of the free world. Thanks to Prime Minister Modi and President Trump's leadership and our shared values, our ties are growing stronger day by day. This morning, we visited the National War Memorial to honor the brave men and women of the Indian Armed Forces who have sacrificed for the world's largest democracy, including 20 that were killed by the PLA forces in the Galwan Valley in June. The United States will stand with the people of India as they confront threats to their sovereignty and to their liberty.
15 years after the conclusion of the first U.S.-India defense framework, the defense ties between our two nations remain a key pillar of our overall bilateral relationship. Based on our shared values and common interests, we stand shoulder to shoulder in support of a free and open Indo-Pacific for all, particularly in light of increasing aggression and destabilizing activities by China. I am pleased to report that today we made substantial progress in further strengthening our relationship. During our meetings these last 2 days, we reaffirmed the United States' commitment to a comprehensive and forward-looking defense partnership with India and discussed opportunities to expand our regional security cooperation, military-to-military interactions, and defense trade relationship. This includes increasing bilateral defense cooperation in the Indian Ocean region, Southeast Asia, and the broader Indo-Pacific.
I deeply appreciate your commitment to our bilateral relations. During the meeting today, we have had comprehensive discussions on key aspects of our bilateral and multilateral cooperation. We considered the major challenges we face, the need for quick economic recovery and growth, prevention of the pandemic rebuild, the global supply chains, and the related issues received obvious priority in our discussions. We continued our discussions on larger regional and global perspective today over the 2+2. Signing the BECA today, after signing the LEMOA in 2016 and COMCASA in 2018, is a significant achievement in that direction.
The Indo-Pacific region was a particular focus of our talks. We reiterated the importance of peace, stability, and prosperity for all countries in this region. As Raksha Mantri stated, this is possible only by upholding the rules-based international order, ensuring the freedom of navigation in international seas, promoting open connectivity, and respecting the territorial integrity and sovereignty of all states. A multipolar world must have a multipolar Asia as its basis. Discussions also covered developments in our neighboring countries. We made clear that cross-border terrorism is completely unacceptable. On Afghanistan, India's stakes in its security and stability are evident, as is our willingness to contribute to international efforts to that end.
Connecting to my colleague Kamaljeet Sandhu, who's tracking all the developments there. Kamal, this is a big pact that India has pretty much been eyeing for a decade now.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. This is going to be a shot in the arm, especially the Becca deal, which is a historic deal which has been inked because remember, this is a trioca of a deal because Limau has helped India, especially as far as spare parts are concerned, whether it's repairs are concerned, whether it's getting assistance is concerned. Then Comcasa in 2018, and now it is the Becca deal, which will help not just us getting automation, but also get proper systems for satellite imagery, for maps on real-time basis. It will help precise attacks as far as drones and missiles are concerned. So yes, coming at a crucial juncture where India and Chinese armies are in a standoff of sorts at the LAC. So this is a continued situation there, but clearly with both Mike Pompeo as well as S. Jaishankar mentioning sovereignty and territorial integrity as one of those that needs to be upheld, and calling out the Chinese PLA and the Communist Party of China. This is obviously high stakes, and remember, this is a trusted relationship between United States and India. It's moved from strength to strength in the past decade, but now is a time where elections are taking place, and this is the right impetus which is being given to India at a crucial juncture. Meanwhile, India has also responded, whether it's with Remdesivir, whether it is giving deals to United States. So again, it is a mutual relationship which will benefit countries, both India and United States.
You know, stay on with me. Let's bring in our Foreign Affairs expert editor, Geeta Mohan, as well as Abhishek Bhalla, who's joining us. Geeta, you know, overall, it's been like Kamal and I were discussing, a pact that India has been eyeing for 10 years. It's extremely important. But to give us perspective, Geeta, United States of America goes into election in, we'll have a new administration in about a month and a half's time. Do things change, or will this pact stand?
Well, to explain the details and nitty-gritties of the pact, I will toss to Bhalla, Preeti, but just to stay on what this really means. Now, we were speaking to senior U.S. administration officials ahead of the Pompeo-Esper visit, and they were very clear that president after president, relations between India and the United States of America have only grown. Agreements between India and the United States of America, irrespective of who has come to power, be it in America or for that matter in India, has really not changed. And it is not going to change because this is a strategic cooperation and a strategic partnership. Post-COVID-19, Preeti, the world order, the global order is changing, and there is a need and a requirement to ensure that aggressive countries, expansionist nations are contained, and that the like-minded countries come together to ensure that that really happens. And in that, the statements that we saw today were clearly directed at, from the American side, clearly China, from the Indian side, China and Pakistan. Remember, Dr. Jaishankar, not just yesterday, but even today, spoke about Afghanistan, peace in the region, and cross-border terrorism. That is of very important, of great importance to India, because terrorism emanating from Pakistan is a problem not just for India, but also for Afghanistan. So for regional security, there was focus on what Pakistan does. For the entire region and global order to be peaceful and stable, we are looking at supply chain resilience, ensuring that manufacturing moves from China to other countries, including India and America. And those were conversations that are more important and very important at this juncture when we are looking at aggressive countries and containing them. All leaders over here mentioning China.
All right, and I want to bring in Abhishek Bhalla to actually delve into what this pact means. Abhishek, over to you.
The pact that has been signed, the BECA, Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, this will entail sharing of real-time geospatial data. What this means is that India will now have access to those loads of information that US satellite data has. This will ensure that Indian military can carry out operations which will be based on very specific locations. So if an Indian missile either in the sea or in the air or from land, has to hit a particular target, the location will be extremely pinpointed. So the strike capabilities of the Indian military are likely to increase because of this pact that the two countries have had. Similar information can also be shared with China if the need be. And other than that, the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh spoke about maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. Again, a very clear indicator that the two countries are coming together as far as military cooperation is concerned, and this maritime cooperation definitely indicates the two countries getting together as far as China is concerned. That's been a major concern, not just for India, but also for the United States.
Appreciate you joining us, Abhishek, Geeta and Kamal. We're going to keep coming back to you. I just want to quickly slip into the news break that's filtering in right now. The centre has notified a new land law in Jammu and Kashmir. Anyone can purchase non-agricultural land in Jammu and Kashmir, no domicile or no PRC required. Agricultural land can only be purchased by agriculturists. That's the latest that is coming in. Well, after the removal of Article 370, it has paved the way for people to buy land in Jammu and Kashmir if they want. And now this is the latest land reform brought in, where anyone in the country can buy land.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.